Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Mr. Greg coming at you one more time from Mr. Greg's top secret undisclosed broadcasting location. Well, I hate to say it, folks, but I knew this day would come, and Mr. Greg's top secret undisclosed broadcasting location has been compromised once again. I remember it like it was yesterday. Yesterday, Mr. Greg was out minding his own business for an evening stroll. No sooner did the wind blow away with Mr. Greg's tactical, government-employed, predatory, telepathic, reflective aluminum foil hat than did Mr. Greg experience something that he never does, a candy craving. But Mr. Greg was in luck. Upon returning to Mr. Greg's top-secret, undisclosed broadcasting location, the local neighborhood free candy van was parked right out in front. But upon closer investigation, what Mr. Greg found was in fact not the local neighborhood free candy van man operating the local neighborhood free candy van, but a CIA operative in classic CIA disguise. As to not let this imposter onto the fact that Mr. Greg was onto him, Mr. Greg humbly accepted a pack of sweet tarts and calmly left the scene. Mr. Greg then carefully wrapped the sweet tarts in aluminum foil to scramble the radio frequencies. I always carry extra, before disposing in Mr. Greg's neighbor's top-secret undisclosed broadcasting location's refuse. And while lying awake in bed late last night and thinking to himself, Mr. Greg considered that there was a high chance that quite possibly Mr. Greg was being overly cautious. But today I woke to find Mr. Greg's top-secret undisclosed broadcasting location mount escape bike completely dismantled. And this image on Mr. Greg's top-secret undisclosed broadcasting location's closed-circuit security camera's hard drive. If this message has reached you successfully, it means that Mr. Greg has once again safely eluded the government clutches of the Central Intelligence Agency and will soon be relocating to Mr. Greg's top-secret auxiliary undisclosed broadcasting location. If all goes according to plan, he will see you in next week's video. Mr. Greg out. This week's song comes to me by request. It's California Stars, most notably performed by Billy Bragg and Wilco. We're going to get to the chords and the strumming in just a second, but let's go ahead and let's get you guys tuned. You'll recall from other videos that your G string 2nd fret produces that same A note as your open A, that the E string 5th fret produces that same A note as your open A, and that the C string at the 4th fret produces that same E note as your open E. That sounds good. As always, jump to the chords and the strumming. Otherwise, this is how your G string should sound. Your C, your E, and your A. Okay, this song uses only 3 chords. So it's got your C, your G, and your F. The strumming for this is based off of a down, down, up, or your island strum, and it's going to be 2 measures per chord. To make things easier for you, I've gone ahead and I've listed each chord twice for where the measure is supposed to start. So if you look at that first line of I'd like to rest my heavy head tonight, that first C is the first measure, that's the one over rest, and the second C over head is the second measure of the 2-measure strum pattern. When I say that it's based on a down, down, up, the first of the 2 measures is a slight variance, and it's a ding down, up, followed by a down, down, up, down, up. So for that first line of I'd like to rest my heavy head tonight, it's ding, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Slower, it sounds like this. Ding, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That's pretty much it. Goes verse 1, verse 2, then we jump back up to verse 1. And on that top line, the second time, it says second time, single down on first line. You're just going to play that C over rest one time. It's kind of a free time thing while you sing My Heavy Head Tonight. You don't play the second C, and then you jump back to the G and play that as normal. You go all the way through the body of the tune, and when you get to the outro, it's that same kind of thing for every chord. It's a 1-strum, free time, rubato kind of thing for the outro, where it says, so I'd give this world just a dream with you on my bed, California stars. And that's pretty much the tune, you guys. So let's get to it. All right, California stars, here we go. I'd like to rest my heavy head tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd like to lay my weary bones tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd love to feel your hand touching mine. Tell me why I must keep working on. Yes, I give my life to lay tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd like to dream my troubles all away on a bed of California stars. Jump from my star bed to make another day underneath my California stars. They hang like grapes on vines that shine and warm the lover's glass like friendly wine. So I'd give this world to dream a dream with you on a bed of California stars. I'd like to rest my heavy head tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd like to lay my weary bones tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd love to feel your hand touching mine and tell me why I must keep working on. Yes, I give my life to lay tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd like to dream my troubles all away on a bed of California stars. Jump from my star bed to make another day underneath my California stars. They hang like grapes on vines that shine and warm the lover's glass like friendly wine. So I'd give this world to dream a dream with you on a bed of California stars. So I'd give this world just to dream a dream with you on a bed, California stars. There you guys go. California stars. See you next week.